This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 No Boundaries No Bow model number 16.6. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video, it's a how-to video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So here we are at the door side rear. You have regular scissor type stabilizers that take a crank or a 3/4 inch socket. This is a quick connect for your LP system to put your griddle out here. It comes with this griddle here. I have it inside the trailer, not hanging on the outside because it looks like it's going to start raining and I don't want to have to stop and put everything away. So this just hangs on the side of the trailer. We'll show you that when you come to pick up. But it hangs on the trailer, and plus you have a hose, an LP hose that will connect to the back of the griddle there, and then connect to the quick connect fitting under the trailer. Okay, so you have a power awning with LED strip to light it up. You have your hitch, which is a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch, excuse me, with built-in sway control. It's a good one. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up. This is the hose I told you about for your griddle. Okay. Well, we'll open the other one. I can't see that. There's a crank back there. There's a utility table that'll hang next to the grill. And then there's the sprayer that plugs into this spray port right here. It's got a quick connect for the spray port right here. Okay. All right, so you have a LP tank, a deep cycle marine battery. This is the kill switch for your battery. You can shut it on and off if you choose to. When you put it into storage for a long period of time, you can just shut it off. Okay, so you don't drain it down. Power tongue jack. Let me see what we have in here. Hold on, please. Okay. This is the crank for the power tongue jack in case it fails. Let me get a picture of it here for you. Okay. Now if this ever fails on you, you can pull this plug off right here, put the crank on there and crank it manually. Boy, this bee will not leave me alone. He's looking for trouble. So that's you can get yourself out of trouble doing that. This is your 3/4 inch here for the stabilizer jacks. The black thing there is a utility table that hangs right next to the grill, and like I said, that's your sprayer hose right there. Okay, so let me look around, see if I forgot anything here. I think we're doing good. Okay, so you have your city water hookup right here. The most common way to get water to the trailer is to hook up the hose right there, and you're all set. Now if you're camping someplace where there's no plumbing on the campsite, like an older state park for example, or something more rustic, rural, you can, gosh, this bee has gone mad. Holy cow. So you can fill your fresh water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So everything, all the plumbing will work as though you have city water, but you'll be pumping it out of the tank, okay? These are your low point drains here, and I don't know if you can see it, but that's also the drain for your fresh water tank there too. All right, let me get that off there. This is your water heater. Okay, so the thing to remember, this works on both gas and electric. Gas will give you a faster recovery time. Electric, most people will run it on electric when they're plugged in, and it just keeps the water hot. If you're going to use, a couple people are going to use the shower in a row, you could kick the gas on and it'll just, it isn't on demand, but it's got a very, very quick recovery. So this switch right here, this rocker switch, that controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover. That's how you turn that on. There's also a switch inside to turn the gas on. I'll show you that when we get there. So keep that in mind. This is the drain right here. Takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket, plus about a 6-inch extension and then a ratchet or a bar to break it with. That's where you drain it. That also has an anode rod attached to it, so it's about 6 or 8 inches long. So keep that in mind. If you ever drain it, let's say you went camping in the spring, but you're not going to go get to the fall, so you drain it so your water doesn't get all stagnant and smelling like rotten eggs and that sort of thing. Remember, when you get ready to camp again, fill the water tank up, the hot water tank up, before you turn on the electric heating element or the gas, especially the heating element, because that'll burn out. And I shouldn't say especially, it goes for both of them, but the electric heating element will burn out in like a minute or so. So always make sure that you put water in the tank before you turn that on, okay? I think that bee finally got the message. Okay, so this type of slide out, just so you know, is called a Schwintek. There are different types of slide rooms. This one is owned by Lippert now, so they've got their own name for it, but people still refer to it as a Schwintek. They'll know what you're talking about. Okay, this is just the service panel for your refrigerator. You plug it for your 30 amp, 30 foot power cord. We also give you a reducer to reduce it down to 20 amps if you need to, like you're going to plug it in at home to pack or something like that. That's your drain there. These are your valves, gray and black. Gray is sink and shower water, black is toilet water and waste. You dump the black first, then the gray, and if you want to flush it, you got a black tank flush here. So you're at the dump station and you just dumped it. You can put the hose to the dump station right on here, and then make sure the valve is open, turn it on, and it'll spray out the black tank, clean it out really well, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. I highly recommend, if you have a working hose at the dump station that hasn't been run over, you can do that, so I highly recommend it. You have your bike door here, they call it. Some people call it escape door, whatever. This goes up. You can store small bicycles here for kids or whatever you want. Okay. This is a key-to-like trailer too, so all the locks are key-to-like. This is you've got a backup camera on this, so we'll show you how that works when you pick up. Basically, when you turn your running lights on, it'll activate the camera. You have a ladder, which is a great thing because the manufacturer states every 60 days you should inspect the roof. So it's good to send somebody up there or go yourself. Just be very careful, and you look at all the sealant and caulk, make sure there's no separation or any way water can get in. Look at the roofing attachments and roofing material, make sure they weren't damaged by low branches or road debris flying up there, anything like that. You're just protecting your investment, so if you go up there and inspect regularly, you'll be ahead of any possible issue. Okay, so let's go inside. This plug here is the GFCI. So even if you're using the one on the outside, which is down here, and let's say you're using a coffee pot on that, and the thing pops, you'll reset it in here. If the thing pops. Okay, let's get some light in here. Awning light. Okay. Okay, so you have your switches here, and then you have your awning switch right here. Very simple. Never leave it out unattended, of course. Always roll it in if you're not going to be at the campsite. This is your slide room switch here. All right. As we move in a little farther, this is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. So it should always be green like it is. If it's not, you get it serviced. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. Also, if it beeps at the same tone, but very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So it's a carbon monoxide detector, LP gas detector, and a low battery alarm. I'll put it through the paces so you can hear it. LP gas checks out, carbon monoxide coming up. Good, and then of course your low battery alarm. And then back to green. Like I said, it should always be green. Now this is your this is your vacuum here. Now, it does not come with attachments. You have to, that's an option. But the main use of it, where people mainly use it, they sweep, because there's always sand on the floor and dirt. They sweep it over here, and then you can, let me get this right here. You can kick it on. I'll have to see where it's shut off here, but anyway, you just kick it on basically, and then you can suck the dirt right in there. It'll turn on when you get here. I have to see what's wrong with this first. I'm probably missing something. Now I'm obsessed with it here. Anyway, I'll look into it. Okay, so this is your refrigerator. It's a gas absorption refrigerator, so it runs on LP gas or 120 AC. So what you do is, of course, you get your on and off button here. Then you have your mode button. So you pick what you want. That line shows you it's AC and auto. So that's the most common way to run it, is AC auto. You can switch it to just AC, just gas, but AC auto is the way to go. The reason they call it AC auto is because it automatically seeks out electricity. If it can't find it, it'll automatically light on gas. So, you know, if you're gone for the day and you have a power failure at the campground, it'll detect that and it'll switch over and light on gas so you don't spoil your food. So AC auto is the way to go with it. And then of course your temperature. All right, nice and cold. Okay, alrighty, shut it off here. There we go. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, I know why it didn't turn on. Somebody hit the plug outside. We're not plugged in. We're running off battery here. So let's walk out there. Probably when he was washing it yesterday. Yep, sure enough. So it came unplugged, as you can see. Oops, sorry about the camera work. There we go. Now it's running in there. Okay, much better. So the microwave is a convection microwave. The easiest way to tell if you don't have power when you're inside is look at the timer on the microwave. If it's not lit up, you don't have AC power. That's the easiest way to tell. But you got a convection microwave here, of course. You have just a regular cooktop here. So you're just going to go to the lighting position and just light it with a sparker or a grill lighter. Of course, you have your main sink right here. This is the thermostat. You just hit the mode button to light it up, and then you go right through. Fan, low, high, cool, high, low, low auto, high auto. Auto is the fan. So the thing is, you always want to run it on auto if you can. Oops, I'm choosing the wrong button here. And then heat, of course, is the propane heat, and then off. So if they give you an option for an auto fan speed, always choose auto. Okay. Alrighty, so let me see what else we have here. This is the power converter right here. This converts AC to DC power. So you open it by pushing it in. You see you have regular circuit breakers like you see at home, 120 AC, and they're all labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You see you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled down here. So that's where the 12 volt comes from. 12 volt also comes from the battery, right? So this is actually a battery tender. So when you're plugged in, it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front, and it'll keep it charged up. Also, when you're pulling this down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will keep your battery charged. So there's two ways to keep it charged. So there's your distribution panel for your AC power. Like I said, converts to DC over here, and it's a battery tender, battery charger. Okay, so you can take the poles out of this table and drop it on these 4 cleats here, like so. Turn that into a small bed. Your bunks, of course, on the inside. Let me look around to make sure I'm not walking. I have to go back the other way. Let me just do this here. So this is your bathroom, obviously. The sink works like any other vanity. Now this is a little different here. This is your shower miser, this thing right here. There's a sticker for it. Let me say, if there's anything you need to educate yourself more on, you can look in the packet, and there should be material, some kind of literature for everything in here. If not, you can go to or on top of that, you can go to the manufacturer's website and look at their product videos too. So, okay, so what this does, this is normal position here. So you put it in this position, and it circulates water in a loop from the water heater to here. So the idea is, when you're heating up the hot water, normally fresh water just goes right down the drain while it's heating up. In areas where there's drought, like in California in the West and other places, you're not really supposed to do that. So the idea is, it'll loop around in a circle until it heats up. After it heats up, this will turn kind of beige and you'll see it. Then you can just go regular operating position, right? Also, you know, like I said, you're saving fresh water from wasting it while it's heating up. Also, you're saving storage space in your black tank, or excuse me, your gray tank. Normally that water would just go into your black tank for storage, but it's perfectly good water, so you're just wasting space also. So when you first turn on your hot water, you put it in that position so it loops around and around and around. After this turns beige, it means it's hot. Then you go to regular operating position. Okay, that's the shower miser. Okay, this is telling us it's pre-wired for solar. There's wires back there you can access. This means your water pump is on. The water pump is used to pump water out of the fresh water tank, like I stated. If you don't have city water, you can fill the water tank and then pump it out using this. You also use this for winterizing the trailer. Okay, that's where you turn your water heater on gas. That's the default light there. Remember I told you the lower left hand corner on the outside is how you turn on the electric heating element. That's where you light the gas one right there. And then you have your batteries totally charged, as you can see. Fresh water has a third in it because we're prepping it. Black is empty, gray is empty. It graduates up in 1/3 increments. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the black and the gray. Okay, alrighty. The toilet has a flush pedal right here, so you can't use this dry. Like typical RV, you can't use it dry. So when you look down there, that's the black tank directly below. We're not hooked up to water right now, so well, actually I can do that. I can just turn on the pump because there's some water in the tank. So this is running off the water pump here. Right? So the thing is, you can't use it dry. You have to have chemical and water in it. So after you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl, then you'll step on the pedal and let about a gallon of water along with the chemical, they'll go down into the black tank. There's no way to tell exactly what a gallon is, just use common sense. You can use more than a gallon, don't use less, but you can use more than a gallon, some people do. The thing is, you can't use it dry because the smell will be terrible, plus it can get clogged up. So you always want to have chemical and at least a gallon of water in there to start out. Okay. And of course it's a fan there, exhaust fan. Okay, this is your furnace, just so you know. That it's wired to the thermostat along with your air conditioner, which is here. Okay. Now the television is it's on a bracket that swings out. Right now it's latched, but it's a typical TV and it's got a swing out bracket. Up here, I don't know if you can see off in the distance, but there's a little green LED glowing next to where the coax is that goes into the ceiling. That means that your digital signal booster is on. You always want that on or you won't get a good picture. Alright. For sound, you get this Bluetooth speaker here. Hopefully you can see that. The camera work's not the best, I apologize. This is This is leftover stuff from hooking up the TV if you need it for some reason. This is the remote for your TV here. Okay. Okay, so the only thing, your water pump and your water heater tank are right in this area. So you have to bypass the water heater. You'll have to teach yourself about this. You have to bypass the water heater, and when you winterize, and you'll have to draw antifreeze into the system. That's done here. You'll take these 4 screws out. There's one in each corner. Number 2 square-headed screws. You take them out and you'll be able to see the water pump and the uptake hose for antifreeze and all the water heater valves also. So that's where you do that, okay? Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof every 60 days. That's important. Also, right now the trailer's been de-winterized, so it's in camping mode right now. The antifreeze has been purged from the system. It's filled with water, and the water heater tank is filled with water, so it's ready to go. Now, in a short time, as things cool down, you're going to have to winterize the trailer. Keep that in mind. You don't want it to freeze. So, okay, thank you.